Okay, so I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be working in Scratch again, and today I'm just gonna show you how to make a basic game. Now I'm just going to do the script and then I'll explain it there. So this is a very simple game, and as you can see, the cat will follow your mouse, and when it touches the green dot will go to another random place on the screen, and the score will go up by 1. And so how this game works is, as you can see, this is really simple. We looked at this last time. It'll bring the slides down to 30%, which just makes it this smaller cat instead of the full-sized one. And then it says go to mouse pointer, which does exactly what you'd think it would do, which makes it go to the mouse. And then here we have this other sprite, which I drew. It's just simply a green circle. You could make it as detailed as you want, or as simple. And so basically, this says when the green flag is clicked, set the score to 0, so that'll reset the score. And then it says if touching sprite 1, which means if the cat is touching the green dot, then it'll go to X, pick random minus 240 to 240, and Y, pick random minus 180 to 180. And that is just the boundaries of the screen. As you can see, this is the mouse X and mouse Y. So as I can see, it can go to X as high as 240 and Y as high as 180, and then X as low as negative 240 and Y as low as negative 180. So that's why it's those numbers. And then it also says change score by 1, which just adds 1 to the score. So it's a really simple game, and if you want to start making more complicated games, then this is something that you might want to think about starting with. Now I'm going to go through a few modifications that you can make. The first one that you can make is that instead of go to mouse pointer, you can have 4 if functions, and then you can do sensing, and there we go. So now the cat is controlled using the arrow keys. As you can see, this is pretty self-explanatory. If the key up arrow is pressed, then simply change the Y by 10. And if the key down arrow is pressed, then change the Y by negative 10. And it's the same thing for left and right arrows using the X values. And if you play around with it, you'll be able to get it. If you know how graphing works, then you can figure this out. Yeah. And so, time to move on to the next modification you can make. This is very simple, and so basically you can put red splotches in places, and then just like all around, and then you can say, if I go into sprite 1, I can put in another if function, and there we go. So now, as you can see, it'll reset my score if I touch the red. This is kind of difficult because sometimes the green dot will appear where there's already red. So you might want to play around with where you put the red splotches. Also, you can make it any color, and in order to do the touching color thing, you just click on it and then click on one of the red dots. And then it's time to move on to the third and final modification, which is the time limit. And basically, you can have an amount of time left, and you can set it to 10, and then if we do another when green flag clicked, we can do forever, and then change time left by -1 and wait 1 second. So this is like the number of seconds you have left. And now we can just do another if function or put an or here, because both of these things will set the score to 0. And then we'll say if time left is equal to 0, then we can set the score to 0. And now, as you can see, if I were to get a score and then time left runs out, it'll set my score to 0. Or you could make it stop all. You'd also want to set time left back to 10, because it's just pretty much resetting the game. So now, as you can see, if I touch the red, it'll set time left to 10, and if I run out of time, it'll set it back to 10 also. And so yeah, this is just an extra thing you can do. You can say, if you can go into here, you can say that when you collect the green dot, it'll bring up the time left by, say, 5. So it'll give you an extra 5 seconds every time you collect a green dot. And then you can play around with it, see if you can have any other ideas of how to make it better. And that's pretty much it for this video. Have fun with your game, and bye.